Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode in the Road to Glory series, and welcome to Championship Life Grimsby Town. That is right, we are here into the Championship, back-to-back promotions from League 2, and then of course League 1 has seen us climb up the English divisions in a matter of couple of years. So we're into the Championship today, some very tough sides in there. This one is not going to be a walk in the park, it's going to be a very tough, difficult 46 game season. But I am very excited for this season. I don't know how it's going to go, and you're going to be seeing some stuff that we got off with right at the start. I mean, the first thing I wanted to do this year was to try and get ourselves a new scout, and I did that. I spent £3 million on Declan Martin, a 5-star judgment, 5-star experience scout, the best you can possibly have. The reason for that is just because I wanted to get some players coming through our youth academy. We're still so early on in this series, having only played 2 full seasons now, that I still want to try and make sure we've got players coming through. So, 5-star, 5-star, hopefully we'll find some beasts coming through. We sent him to Algeria for the first 9 months or so. I don't think I'll keep him there for the entirety of that, but who knows? We'll see where he ends up going in and around the world of football. So, that's where he's going first, and we're waiting his first scout report, and it was actually quite underwhelming, I'm not going to lie, when it comes through. So, the other 2 that we've currently got going are the 2 other scouts at the club, one in England, one in Brazil. They will come back in November, I think, so we'll send them elsewhere after that. Obviously, I will send one always to England because, as we are an English side, I do like to have, homegrown talent coming through, so that's the reason I do that one. But actually, at the moment, it seems like we've got a lot of, Scottish talent in this side, so yeah, it's quite interesting to see how much we've had come through our youth academy and really make the difference in the side. Now, this upcoming season, it's going to be a long one. Like I said, 46 games. And I think they've released a patch this week or so, because what I've been noticing is I used to play tactically with pressure all over the pitch at all times. Now, I've had to lower that down to pressure after possession loss, which is in the game plans. The reason it being is because my players really do feel like they are, running out of stamina a lot towards the back end of games. Now, like I said, I think that's down to a patch because it wasn't this bad before. But it really does make the difference now. So you kind of have to be a little bit more preserved in your energy. So I am going to have to think about, trying to change up the tactics slightly. And I'm not sure that we have the best players in order to try and win this league. I mean, I would obviously like to get promoted. But at the same time, I'm kind of sat here right now thinking, unless we have drastic growth out of a lot of our players, I'm not sure we'll be able to stay in the Premier League. There's a lot of really good talent that's in this league in the Championship alone. So it's going to be tough. It really is. And squad depth-wise, I think we're okay in terms of wingers. We're okay in terms of attackers. We're okay in terms of midfielders. It's defensively where our problems currently are. So, been looking around, trying to see who I can bring in, and you'll see a couple of shortlisted players in the moment to come. But we did actually make a couple of signings early doors. We brought in a keeper from the free agents list who's already 68, 69 overall. So he will come straight in and play second fiddle to McNamee. Alongside that, we've still got the Scotsman Watson, and he's going to go out on loan to try and get some more first-team football because we don't need him currently at the club, which means I think Dave Gray will be making way. He will be leaving, pushed out the door. Never really had a future here at Grimsby. He played twice last season for us, and that was because we had McNamee out on international duty and Watson out on international duty with Scotland and obviously Ireland. So, yeah, Dave Gray was never really going to play a massive part here. So we've shown him the exit door. We've transfer listed him. He'll be leaving today with, I think it was Trupe who's come in, the new goalkeeper at the club from the free agents. We also picked up an Italian centre midfielder, not quite good enough to come into our starting 11, but maybe will play a part in squad depth and in the cups. And then I found this guy, Aite, I have no idea. He's from Togo, and he's 69 rated. Stands very, very good. He looks okay in terms of everything that you want, apart from finishing. So as a striker, 57 finishing is not what you're looking for. 3-star in terms of weak foot and skill moves, though. Low attacking work rate, low defensive work rate. Not too bad in that aspect. I would have preferred probably a medium-low, a high-low. But at the end of the day, I have to accept what we're given. And for a free agent, he comes in, 10 grand a week. Not terrible. Worst case scenario, we sell him on, get some money back in for him. So, yeah, like I said, squad depth-wise, going forward, attacking-wise, we're fine. It's just the defensive standpoint that I need to try and improve on. I'm looking to maybe get some defenders through our youth academy, potentially, maybe in the future. So, you can see there's quite a lot of deals happening, thick and fast. I'll show you a full list of all the transfers that have gone out of the club at the beginning of next episode, because there's a big list that I'll show you, and we'll go through them all in depth and talk about why I let them go, etc. I'm just going to say right now, you might have seen Ed Harris leaving the club. 63 rated cam. He's gone simply on the fact that he has a 1-star weak foot. I'm sure he would have been a brilliantly rated player. I just can't handle the 1-star weak foot. I'm not about that life. So, said goodbye to him. We got like 800k for him. Wasn't too worried. Hessenthaler has also left as well. The German centre midfielder played quite a big part in Season 1. Not quite so much in League 1, but he did actually fill in quite a few times. So again, looking at that, we might have to bring in somebody else to try and get that depth going again. But for now, he's also gone. There's no chance of letting Timon or Jackson go. They had a lot of bids for the both of those guys in this window, the left back and the right back. And also, we had one for Ethan Shaw from Braga, wanting to take him away for £4.8 million. Absolutely no way, Jose. He is not leaving the club. He's staying here at Grimsby. Couldn't care how much he gave me for him. I do not want to let him go. So, yeah, he's going to stay. I think we also had an offer for Tim Weah. George Weah. I wish we had George Weah. Tim Weah. I think we actually got an offer for him as well during this window. It's a very good offer. I think it was 13.5 million. I counted it and said I wanted 28. So that was the counter on the table. They declined it, pretty much. So we keep hold of Tim Weah. I wasn't going to let him go. There was no doubt in my mind. If we did have to sell him, I did have a replacement lined up. So I was already prepared, ladies and gentlemen. I like to do my research before. I was expecting to get a few offers for the likes of Tim Weah, maybe even Rodney Janssen. I know we had a moment last season where we were looking at it, and was it Montreal Impact were looking at the potential signing of Rodney Janssen. I had a backup lined up, but we didn't need to go ahead and get him, and that man was Sean Maguire from Preston. He was the man I was looking at trying to bring in case we lost one of our, main strikers. Similar type of player, similar sort of overall. He would have cost a similar amount of money as well. He was unbelievable last year for Preston in their second place finish in League One. Of course, they are in the Championship with us this season now. So I was looking at that and saying to myself, if we have to let go of one of our strikers, he's someone I'm bringing in, 100%. So we didn't have to do it, though. Kept hold of both of our side of it. And so I don't need to bring in Sean Maguire, which is all good standing, because in the end, he's actually gone somewhere else. I think he's gone to Werder Bremen in the German league or somewhere else like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know he's left Preston and he's no longer playing Championship football, so we won't be seeing him this season in the Championship against us. So that's good, but I would have liked to bring him in as well at the same time. Didn't really need him, though, to be fair, so yeah, whatever happens, happens. I sent out a scout to find us another scout future star. That's the third one of the series so far. We had an okay one in Season 1. I can't remember who was a scout future star in Season 1. It'll come back to me. Season 2, it was Luna, an Argentinian centre-back who was 5'6". Not good enough in terms of centre-back's height. Maybe we'll move into midfield. And this time around, we've got an Englishman. I think he goes by the name of Alan. And he looks really good as well. So at the minute, actually, it's come back to me. I told you it'd come back to me. Rodney Janssen was our scout future star from Season 1. And he's in our side, obviously. So, yeah, that's come back. Like I said, I don't think Luna's going to get that much game time. 5'6" for an Argentinian centre-back. It's not what you're looking for. Alan possibly will. He's a centre-forward by trade, but we'll just see what happens in terms of his growth. We then went into our first game of the Championship. Up against Brentford. Got a penalty early doors. Tim Weah stepped up, and it was saved by Daniel Bentley. Frustrating on our part. Mitchell van Bergen, though, doing what he does best. Driving down the left-hand side, cutting on the right. Gets the shot away. Bentley saves it again. Straight out towards Rodney Janssen, though, who heads in for our first goal in the Championship. Grimsby 1, Brentford 0. It was a really easy goal for Rodney Janssen. You can't really say too much more than that. You expect him to finish this one off, but as it goes, he's now the club's top scorer in the Championship, and I'm expecting big things from Rodney Janssen. You do remember, though, from Season 1, I did touch upon this. Although he is a scout future star, his potential isn't, the high 80s. I think it's 81 to 84. He can obviously outgrow that. So maybe he will, but at the same time, not what you're looking at. I mean, this just showed you right here, though, ladies and gents, that this league is no easy feat. In League 1, League 2, the ball that I tried to play to Ethan Shaw to try and get us out of our defensive point would have worked. However, in the Championship, you can't try and do what I did here and try and play your way out like I did, because it's not going to work. Brentford make us, look a little bit embarrassed after it, and they finish off a fantastic move. Sawyer's finding the bottom corner. What a finish this was, by the way. Straight into that bottom corner, and it was Brentford 1, Grimsby Town 1. And I was sat there going, okay, yeah, I can't get away with that in this particular season. And with the 90th minute on the clock here, the referee should have blown his whistle. You can see we're a minute over the allotted time added on. Janssen, who was running out of legs pretty much, finds McNeil, who's exactly the same. He puts the cross in towards Tim Weah, and he hits the woodwork. It's just one of those days. It really was one of them days. I mean, we had a very difficult performance here. I expected the first game of the Championship to be quite tough. Brentford certainly made it that way. But Weah missed a penalty and hit the post in this game. And on another day, he would have scored twice. So I was quite Frustrated, but also felt a little bit harsh on Weah because he didn't play well. It was a bit of a poor performance from him, from what we're used to seeing, because he's usually so reliable in terms of him finishing. I'm sure this was just a one-off, but at the same time, a 1-1 draw, I can't help but feel we should have potentially had more out of that game. Missing the penalty, hitting the post, there was all sorts going on there. But fair play, Brentford. They showed me that this championship season is not going to be a walk in the park. Now, I found this guy. He looks absolutely brilliant. Corentin Barbet from France, playing for Leverkusen. I'm not sure if this is Frank Ribery's regen, but he's got a 5-star weak foot. So he is at the top of my shopping list come January, because at the minute, he's only just joined by Leverkusen, so I can't sign him. He's only just gone there. We can't even make an offer. We could try and loan him, but I want to try and get him permanently. So my plan is to wait till January, try and get the offer in then. If I can get him, so be it. If not, we'll see what happens, and I'll try and get him next season. But he's definitely at the top of my shopping list. My plan isn't to play him out on the left either. My plan is to try and run him through the centre as a striker, so we'll see if I can use that to our advantage. Next up was a game against Birmingham, and this will be the last one of today's episode. There's still a long way left in the transfer window, so I wanted to give you guys some time to suggest some players, as Shane McNeil puts Grimsby Town in front after 69 minutes away from home here. Fantastic finish from our number 7, and he's going to play a big part this year. Remember back in our first Road to Glory career mode with Hartlepool, we obviously had Ollie Hill and Riera Canadell who were banging the goals in for fun in the championship. McNeil's going to have a big season. I mean, there's been some absolutely sensational people and regens and, you know, youth academy players on my channel across the years. Obviously, Joe Green being up there for Leeds United in FIFA 17. Then we had Ollie Hill, Riera Canadell, these guys that you need to know about, because if you don't know, get to know. I mean, I expect quite a few of these Grimsby Town players to hold a soft place in my heart personally, but we'll see what's going to happen come that one. Again, though, we were made to pay. A really nice move from Birmingham, showing the quality of the championship. A really nice finish as well. McNamee couldn't get near it, and we were made to pay a 1-1 at the moment. But with 9 minutes to go, McGuinness, look at this, flicking it back over the top of his head. First time cross. Ethan, get it in the back of the net. And Cox put it wide. I was gutted. I really was gutted, because that would have been a fantastic goal, ladies and gentlemen. How good would that have been if it had gone in the back of the net? Just Ethan Cox couldn't get his header right, and he put it wide of the post. Like I said, we had a few issues regarding fitness, and that was down to the fact we were playing the same tactic as League One. So I had to actually name a weaker side. Well, not really much of a weaker side, as McNeil goes in again and makes it 2-1 Grimsby. Get in there. You are so, so good, my bold friend. I cannot wait to see you playing Premier League football when we get there eventually, because I'm going to keep hold of him. There's no doubt in my mind. If anybody comes in for McNeil, you're not getting him, pal. Not a chance. So when we eventually do get to Premier League, I'm hoping McNeil is going to be an absolute monster in there. He's just so good, man. Look at this. He's a winger by trade, and this header is just quality. Absolutely quality, and he's a winger. So I can't really complain too much. What a finish from Shane McNeil. Honestly, though, guys, yeah, the side itself, there was no Shaw, there was no Tim Weah. We had a lot of new, fresh faces in there. I guess Kubo alongside, I think it was actually Janssen who played up there. But, I mean, we got the win. We got the win. So at the moment, 1 win, 1 draw from our opening 2 games in the league. But you can see by the match facts, for the first time in a long time, we won a game where we were second best. Birmingham actually were the better side there and should have possibly got a result out of that one. So I had to just count my blessings and say, hey, listen, fair play. I'll take the win. But there wasn't really a lot in it, and that was quite a lucky win. So 4 points from 6 so far keeps us in the top half of the table. We're early doors yet. There's 44 games to go. I'm expecting it to be a whole topsy-turvy league. Just showing you some of the players then who are scoring goals for fun here. Braithwaite in there. There's a lot of good players, and I'm going to show you in depth a few more next episode, just to show you who's playing championship football currently, because there is some sensational talent in this league. It's going to make it a very tough ask of us trying to go up. But then we took an Ipswich for the Carabao Cup. Not interested. See you later. I don't care if we get knocked out of this one. Weah scored a penalty inside 15 minutes to give us the lead. We then went on to lose on penalties 5-4. Again, couldn't really care less. Not interested in the Carabao Cup. Is what it is. My main focus is on this championship season. It's going to be very, very long, very tough indeed. It's going to be Norwich up next for the beginning of next episode, ladies and gentlemen, at home, which is going to be a tough run. That's how the league table looks. Really, I'm looking forward to seeing how we're going to perform here. If you've got any suggestions at all for players you want to see join us in this championship season, try and make them as realistic as possible, because we only have £4 or £5 million to spend. So Mbappe, it's just not possible. It's just not possible to bring in Mbappe. So please don't say Kylian Mbappe. But anyways, any suggestions whatsoever, leave them as a comment down below. And if you If you do, I'll take a look at them and try and see if I can make it happen. Obviously, if I think it's going to help the team. I'm not going to bring in a striker if we've already got 3 or 4 really good ones at the club, you know, so try and keep it to a minimum. But still, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you are excited for Championship Live, smash the like button, and I will see you all for the next episode very, very soon, where hopefully we'll assign a few more players to this Grimsby Town side. Until then, though, guys, if you're not already subscribed, it's down below. Catch you all again soon. Adios.